So please feel free to just open up your mic and ask a question as we go. I prefer, I mean, of course, some people like to chat, so you can chat and Barbara will pick up a chat and then also stop me. But I think that real live context in the moment is much better. Kind of what I do with my students also is that if they have a question, just ask it, and sometimes a whole conversation branches out about that. So I don't have a lot of rules, not big on rules. So, okay, so we'll get started right away. So I'm not going to use a survey thing, but just by a show of hands, most of you have your camera on, and for those of you who don't, just for this case, as a show of hands, you throw your camera on for a second, also so I can say hello to everybody. So just with a show of hands, first of all, what I want to tell you is that what I'm going to do is present about a curriculum called Ventures. And it is Cambridge curriculum. And the reason why I would like to use that as a backdrop is because it has a lot to do with life skills, literacy, college readiness, career pathways, and academic language at the higher levels. So I thought that it would be fitting for you as teachers and tutors to understand some of the background information that goes into such programs that are created and how it might be able to help you. So just by a show of hands, there are 21 of us, 20 of us. Just give me a show of hands of who knows about the ventures. Let's start with the lowest here. Who knows what I'm talking about when I say ventures? 1, 2. Okay, all right, like about a third, okay. And then the people who do not know about ventures, well, the people who do know about ventures, how, you can't really, well, you could answer. I guess you can give me a 2 or a 3. Let's do 2 or a 3. So how much do you know? Are you a 2 or are you a 3? Are you intermediate or are you proficient? How's that? Ah, oh, Karen's got the book in front of her. Yay. What was that? A 1. Oh, 1 for Marilyn. Okay. All right, how about 1, 2, 3? Beginner, intermediate, and advanced. 2 for Laura. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Is this the real Lisa or is this the name Lisa? Oh,
yeah, no, it's real.
Okay. Oh no, that's Lisa Reese, but Lisa Rosen.
Lisa, yeah, that's Lisa Rawson. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Because somehow your name was used on some presentation I was on, and I kept saying hi, Lisa, because I remember speaking to you. And but then no.
Good to see you.
Okay, good. And then for those who do not know what Ventures is, I'm glad you're here, and I hope that the information and resources help you, because whether or not you know about the program and the materials, you'll be able to right away start using some of the resources that are online that are free. So, and everybody likes free. We all like free. So, okay, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen. So I probably, at this point, you can only see my face, and I can only see one person who speaks if they speak. So, yeah, I don't like that whole situation, but there's really no other way. So, all right, here we go. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. All right, well, we certainly don't want to see that. Okay. All right, so we're going to start. Can you, Barbara, I sound okay? Everybody can hear me? Good, everything good? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, great. This is the Ventures program, a picture of a level 1 book. And mind you, I'm not going to tell you about, I'm not getting into detail about the material. This is not, oh, this, that. It's not a sales presentation. This is really more about what resources you have available to you already without doing anything, what resources you could have available to you and how you can use them effectively for classes or individual students and how they correlate to standards and what standards mean. And even if you don't have anything to do with standards, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of programs that have to adhere to standards, but you don't necessarily have to do that. But for good teaching, it's always good to know what the standards are so that you actually have a goal for your students. We make that very easily accessible. So, excuse me, I have something in my throat. Okay, so let me see. Hold on one second. No, it's not what I want to do. Sorry. Hold on. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, so here's our little handsome venture boy. All right, now please don't forget to stop me because I don't like, I feel like I'm speaking to the screen, even though I know, that's why I spent a lot of time looking at your faces so I can really feel your faces. And I can feel your faces on me. Okay, so my only problem, Barbara, is I don't seem to be able to move the PowerPoint. Is there something to do with my co-host abilities or?
Regina,
Can you hear me, Barbara?
try clicking directly on the slide, or you can use page down.
Yeah, no, that's what I was using, page down. Oh gosh. All right, hang on. Now I didn't lose my presentation, but I lost my, hang on. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second.
Try using the mouse to click the left side of the mouse.
Okay, hang on.
And if you have a new version of PowerPoint, there should be little dots at the bottom floating
Right.
things.
To advance, yep.
Yeah, maybe I might just keep it in this version if that doesn't bother you, is with the little side panels over here. Is that okay? Okay with that? Instead of, because I had it on this slideshow. I don't know if it does something like when I was practicing on my slideshow myself on my own Zoom, it was working fine, but
Oh, great.
yeah, so is that okay? Does this?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, great. So the first thing I want to tell you about ventures before I get into the curriculum and how the curriculum is devised is a website itself and what you can get there, not get there, that kind of stuff. What stuff is available to teachers and tutors with simply a registration. The website is mainly for teachers and tutors. So this is the website. And the website is www.cambridge.org/ventures. Really simple, cambridge.org/ventures. And, oh yeah, nothing's working on here. I wonder if you make me complete host, if that changes. Are you able to do that, Barbara?
I can certainly do that.
Let's see. Yeah, because I have a hyperlink in here and
Yep.
that's not working. Yeah.
Okay, you are now the full host.
Okay, let's see. No, all right, well, we're not gonna worry about that. So
God.
there's always ways around things. So here we are. Here I have always plan B. This is the actual website.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to come back in and show you about being logged in as a teacher. If everyone can see here, teacher, welcome Regina, because I want to show you more importantly what happens when you're a student and what resources you have as a student. So I'm actually going to sign out. And I'm going to come over here as a student and say, I'm a student. Oh, and somehow, and I got off of Ventures. That's just because I was already in there. And all students won't have to do that when they come on using what the URL I gave you. But because I was already there and I logged out, that kind of took me off track. But all I would have to do, even for you yourself, is start putting the word ventures in the search bar, and then the third edition would come up here. And you would click that. Okay. So as now I'm still in here as a teacher, you have to keep your eye on that for your students. Make sure it says students. There we go. As a student, when the computer sees I'm a student, it automatically picks up the resources for students. And under the picture, there are 6 tabs, and the students would click on resources. And I'm just showing you the path, just so you can see it, but I'm going to give you the actual URL for what I'm going to show you. And maybe some of you already know about this, and maybe some of you don't. But now what we have right here in front of us is the audio, all of the audio for the student book and workbook. Online, downloadable for students. And I'm scrolling all the way to the bottom very slowly so you can see that they're all the levels. So at the very bottom is a little grid called the audio classroom audio. And it's got all of the levels together with the tracks right here. And the students can download them if they want, or just use them just in the moment like that. We're not going to get into the details because, again, this is not quote unquote a training and anything to do with materials. I just want you to be aware of where the resources are. Okay, guys, I have to go back here. Okay, there we go. And then this is what where I'm heading, is to the Ventures Arcade. So I can't see you all. Oh, and I see some other people came on because I can tell by the numbers. So thank you for coming on. The Ventures Arcade matches the material, but it's free. It's worldwide. People use it everywhere and for everything. And anybody can come on here. Anybody at all. No one needs a passcode. No one needs a login. No one needs anything. It is completely subsidized by the university because our mission is the mission of Cambridge University is to bring education and English language teaching to the world. And this is subsidized by the university. So this is the URL, and I'm not going to put it in the chat until later because I know you'll all be out there tooling around. Very simple URL that you should keep and send to your students like immediately. Whether or not they're using, whatever they're using, it doesn't matter. They can figure it out and they'll have fun using it. So if you don't know the curriculum, which we're going to get to, these are the levels. Basic being below 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is an above 4, but that's not on here. And then these are the units. So this is a good way to indicate to you the levels and the units because you can see then there are 10 units. And the content for each of the units is here. And you also can see that the content for each level is the same. We'll talk about that in a minute. So very simply, here's level 1, unit 8, work. And then the lessons, if you're familiar with the lessons or not, there are 6 lessons in every unit. So if 10 times 6 is 60, so there are 60 units in every book that are self-contained that you can pick. I usually start with unit 8. With work because the lesson, the units itself is contained by itself. Yes, do they need some of the grammar ahead of this? Yes, and you could figure that out. But if that's what your student wants, then you can start with work and you can work around that with the material that's contained. And so, not to take up a lot of time here because you'll go out there and play around yourself. So I'm just going to show you, let's say, the grammar here, which is lesson B and C, simple past of to be. I will make some mistakes and, just so that you can see, I'm going to check my answers. Oh, okay, I didn't get that. I didn't understand. So I just click next or start again. When you start again, you get a new a new problem. I guess I'm not doing good. I have to figure this out. So I'm going to keep going. Hey, I got it. Okay, so you get the idea. And you just go back to the menu and the students can just keep going and going and going. So, of course, and who was it who showed me the book? Who was that who showed me the book? Peggy. I think that was Peggy. No? Not sure.
It was Karen.
Oh, Karen.
That was
Is that you, Karen?
So when you do have the book, obviously you can tell your students to come here and do the unit that you're already working on, or this topic or whatever it is you're working on. So I'm not going to go more into detail. That's enough to get you excited. And then there's actually, when they're here, there's a link to the audio, so they don't have to go through all of that stuff. They can still be on. I simply went from arcade to audio. And there I am back at arcade. And there's also a link to the Cambridge Dictionary. Okay, so this is a plug for the Cambridge Dictionary. I'll be honest, but it's a fabulous dictionary. I don't teach a class without it because, so this is the home page. And again, here's another link, which we'll get around to. Right here, the three little dots. Somebody told me in technology that the three little dots is where all the magic happens. So remember that when you can't find anything. So this is where it shows you all the languages that you can get this dictionary in. And Spanish, Portuguese are at the top because I use them all the time. But you've got Chinese, and I'm going to go down here, French, German, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Polish, Portuguese, semi-bilinguals, all kinds of languages. And you have the definition spoken. You have the definition of, you have the sound, I'm sorry, the pronunciation spoken. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
and of course you'll have the phonetic spelling. It depends on your levels. I don't generally point that out to lower level students. And then we also have the UK pronunciation because this is an international dictionary. So just wanted to point that out to you. And it is, of course, an ESL dictionary. It's not a Merriam-Webster dictionary. Okay, anybody have any questions on that? Okay, great. All right, well, here we go. So that's kind of the introduction. I didn't want to miss the good and juicy parts for you. All right. Okay, so there's a couple of things that what the whole point of Ventures and the curriculum is really to fulfill the CCR standards, which are the College and Career Readiness Standards, and then WIOA, which is a workforce intervention. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. It's a workforce act for moving students into the workforce. Okay. And so this is what we're going to do today. We're going to walk through some of the material, and I'm going to tell you about how the curriculum is laid out. So if you haven't figured that out already, there are 6 levels. They have common themes, and common meaning right through from 0 up to 4. And the themes are, the lessons are sequential, and the activities are sequential within the lessons. And I don't know if you may be thinking about this. Some people do say that gee, that sounds like, could be a little boring if everybody goes from book, all the whole curriculum and it's always the same, it's always the same. And there's research behind that. And the research indicates that low literacy level students like repetition and need repetition, and they need functional language. And so really what we've put together is the language that they need to survive in their community or in their workplace or in their child's classroom, or working with their child's teacher or the doctors. themes like that. So that's really where the themes are all around. And so this is what they look like, just to give you an idea. So let's say the theme is health, which is unit 4. In the basic level, you'll be talking about health problems as in what hurts, my hand, my foot, my eye, my this, my that, body parts. But in level 1, you might be talking about, well, what's the matter? I have a headache. So you might be using the verb to be, or what's the matter with your child? She or he has a, so working with pronouns. And then in the level 2, you might move up to something a little more extensive in language, and maybe talking about, in this case, accidents in the emergency room and things that happen in a hospital and what happens in the hospital. And then as you start getting into levels 3 and 4, you get a little more into critical thinking because you have higher level students. And in so level 3, it's all about healthy habits. And level 4, it's all about stress and how does stress affect your health. So in level 3, it's what is health? How do we stay healthy? What do we do to stay healthy? And level 4, how does stress affect us? And so throughout the whole thing, not to say that at lower level, we're not talking about critical thinking, because I will show you how you get to talk about critical thinking and problem solving, even at the lowest level, even speaking 0 English, but all the way up through the levels, it increases as it goes. And that is one of the standards, is to go in depth and increase critical thinking skills. Okay. And then what you've got is you've got the vocabulary and grammar at the center of the lessons, and you have listening, speaking and grammar, reading and writing, but all the lessons are integrated skills, and all the lessons are functional with, obviously within the scope and sequence, you'll see the functionality, and all of the lessons will guide you to using all the skills at one time, even though one is listening, one is speaking, this is reading and writing. Okay, and then I'm just going to give you a sneak peek to the proficiencies, the standards. These are the standards, and this is kind of where the standards started, and then the English language proficiency standards came about, and then right after that, this is the national reporting system, which kind of plays out the adult education functional levels. So, you know what, I put this here because as teachers and tutors, this is something that you might really want to be aware of, and you might want to go out here and out on the internet and find the standards so that you can really feel like you're doing something for your student to move them forward. Because the standards is, the standard, people don't teach to the standards, but people teach so that the students can make sure that they're hitting milestones. And now this is definitely too many words on a page, but I just wanted you to see some of the standards, such as construct meaning from oral presentations and literary and informational texts through level appropriate listening, reading, and viewing. That's a standard. That's like an overall standard, but then the proficiency level is different from basic all the way up to proficient. And in each one of the levels, at a lower level, construct meaning from an oral presentation might be saying, what hurts my head. But at a higher level, the person might be able to say, I think I need to go to the emergency room. I have a very bad, I've been vomiting all day for 3 days, something like that. So I just put that there for you to know that you can go out and look for the standards. And I think that's a good exercise if you would like to do something like that. Okay, so the acquisition level is a very similar acquisition level to a standard standard linguistic, what's the word I'm looking for? The linguistic way for acquiring a language is that you cannot read and write until you can listen and speak, basically. So you have to listen before you can speak and read before you write. And, you know, within this pieces comes decoding and phonics and the structure of the language and the structure of the way words are put together in English. And English is a really hard language. And so you know, like a simple thing like the structure of a possessive S. That's, you know, it really is, it's a hard thing for students to understand about putting an apostrophe for an S and how that changes the meaning of the word. Like doctor's office. That took a really long time to teach doctor's office. Okay, so, all right, so here we go. Now we're gonna do this little bit of a walkthrough. And then I'm going, whoops, how did that happen? There we go, okay. And then I'm gonna go live in a minute. I'm gonna try to go live, okay. So you probably can't see that very well, but what I wanna point out to you, which I'm gonna do, let's see. Okay. So here are the goals of a particular lesson. Identifying common jobs, describing skills, and completing a job application. So by the end of this whole unit, this is what your student can do or should be able to do, or that's what the goal is, to get them there. And I want to point this out. Whoop. I'm sorry, it's really hard to navigate it in this format. Okay. I want to point out that this is one of the standards. This is a standard, and how this lesson itself meets that standard, recognizing vocabulary for occupations and identifying dates of employment for simple conversations. This is what you want to think about when you're actually teaching, because now you're giving them a function, and that at the end of these 2 pages, they're going to be able to use that function. And of course, you're going to jump off of here. Maybe, you know, the vocabulary is not enough for the students you have. Some are advanced, some are low. You really want to move that student, but it gives you a springboard to jump off on, so that you have something to use to be teaching them. And then, I'm sorry, I don't like this, that I can't have my PowerPoint. It worked really well before. Hang on. I'm trying to get to this little thing. I think I'll show you in a different way. I'll show you in another way, so I'm not worried about it. And then what you see here is what happens in the curriculum is always, there's a visual. There's a visual to open up the unit, a way to connect the student with their background knowledge. What do they know about the topic of work? What do they know? What do they don't know? What background knowledge can they bring to the table so that they can understand, is this a fiesta? Is this, I don't know, is this a work party? Is this a funeral? Where are these people? What's happening here? And every unit starts with a big picture and kind of giving the big results first and working backwards to the activities. So this is a level 1, and this is a level 3. And what happens in level 3, obviously, because it's an intermediate, low intermediate, the first half, and high intermediate. In this case, this is a photo story, and the students can predict what's happening here in the photo. They can predict with the other picture too. That's a great way to initiate background knowledge. But you have a photo story going on. So what's happening in the pictures? What do you think these pictures are indicating? And let's figure this out. And maybe you can have students talk about that, whether you're teaching 1 student or 3 students. And then there's an audio that goes with it, so that can reveal the story for the students.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes, of course.
I just want to know, is this available for the computer or is it only in a book?
Both. It's available both. It's available in printed matter and in an ebook and an online workbook matter. How it's very flexible, particularly now with COVID. And I will tell you that, I'm sorry, whoever asked that question, I didn't catch your name. I didn't look quick enough.
Martha.
Martha, thank you, Martha. I will tell you that in the whole country over COVID, still most of our adult ed programs have opted for print, even though everyone's in an online setting, because the teacher has the book, can have the book, the students can have the book, and then it gives the students something, you know, in their hands. I have plenty of programs who have had ebooks and online workbooks, but it's very difficult for a language learner to even navigate an ebook. So that I'm just putting that out there. I would say about 5 to 8% of the entire country have initiated ebook. And now that's up to now. And then what we're seeing really lately is people are still not sure what's going to happen in September. And so a lot of programs are starting to also get ebooks and kind of stockpile ebooks because they're not so sure what's going to happen. And if they don't open up again, you know, that no one's really sure where things are going to go. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Great. All righty. Great. Okay. All right. So, okay. So here I have, first of all, this is two pages of a book, the beginning and this, you know, the first half and the second half. And so again, this is the standard. Using syntactical simple sentences, use a small number of frequently occurring nouns, noun phrases, verbs, conjunctions, and prepositions, and understand and respond to simple questions. That's a lot of language in 2 pages. This is for level 1. And then this is the goal. Use the simple past of to be and in statements and questions to talk about work experience. What did you do before? Oh, before I was a bicyclist. I'm making it up. I was a dishwasher. I was a cook. I was a teacher. But now I am a whatever, you know, whatever you can dream up. And so I'm gonna show you things live, but I just want to make sure that I'm connecting. I want to make connections to the standards and how the book is laid out according to the standard so that students are working through things in a functional way. So I think what I'm going to do, hold on.
Regina, I actually went to the Cambridge Ventures site to create an account.
Okay.
And I can't seem to, even when I click on Venture, I select Ventures 3rd edition, I'm a student. I can't find.
You
those
can't be a
links.
student. You cannot be a student to create an account. You have to be a teacher. Students, when you
No,
click
but
on,
you said once you've logged in, you can select I'm a student in order to find those.
No, you have to do that the other way. I'm sorry, maybe I misrepresented that. No, when a student does not have to log in ever, they just click on I'm a student and the resources that are available for students pop up and that's it.
But as a teacher, you can access those resources for students.
Yes, if you say I'm a student, you can access those resources because
Correct, but
anybody.
I did that, and I can't, if you don't mind just walking us through that one more time. I can't find the ones that you showed us 10 minutes ago. I can't seem
Okay.
to bring those up.
All right, so can we,
You scrolled
Barbara,
all the
can
way
you?
down, and you showed us.
Okay, I get that.
Everything I
Barbara,
see lists the resources, and then it says it's unavailable.
Okay, because, all right, well, I have to look at, don't change your page, so when we get there, I can, you know, quickly tell you what's happening. But can we hold that, and then we can do that towards the end, because it's kind of more of a functional question. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, great. So Barbara, can you remind me that we need to do that towards the end?
Of course, yes.
Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to a way to show the material a lot easier. I just wanted to, because it does have some of the standards, but not all of the standards. So, okay, so this is your big picture. And you're able to utilize, to be able to show the big picture. And if you notice here, what I did was I added what's called a note to the top of this. I added a note. Hang on, I lost my little. All right, there we go. my little finger back. Oh, no. Hang on. Okay. Trying to move my note. I guess I'll go smaller. So this is a way to work with the students to start activating prior knowledge. What do they know in the story? What do they see? What do they see what's happening? Who is this person? Who is this person? Who are these people? Who are these people? So I've just put some information here: a server, a busser, a waiter, a teacher, cashier. And you actually can start introducing some of the nuances of the grammar. And because if you're a person who teaches is a teacher, a person who waits on others in a restaurant is a waiter, you know, a person who busses tables is a busser. So this little, this is just a little note that you can use on this page in order to introduce the topic. Okay. So whoever asked before about the print versus ebook, one of the good things about the student having is we have the QR codes in the book itself. And this is a QR code right here. And hold on, I have my little X. I got to get rid of my little X and get my finger back. Okay, there we go. This little hand is my cursor. So here we have the listening. And this is the listening that the big picture is the introduction. This is the listening. And so right here is where I have the audio. And so the students have this is called the QR code. If you're not familiar with a QR code, this is something that the students put their phone over and it plays the audio right here. So this is the audio. It's going to open up the audio. I'm going to move it.
Unit 8, Work. Page 97, exercises 2A and 2B. Track 21. Conversation A.
What does he do?
He's a manager at a restaurant.
Oh, really? What did he do before?
He was a cashier.
A cashier? When?
For a while. I think from 2012 to 2016.
So I'm not going to obviously play any more of that, but so you'll see that the audio matches the first part, then the second audio matches the second part. And it depends on what you're doing with your student and what your student has at the other end. If your students have the book and a workbook, they can actually write by hand in it so that they're still writing. They can answer questions. You can talk to the students via Zoom and teach them the lesson this way. And then you have some more vocabulary down here. And what I wanted to show you before is this. So at the bottom of every 2-page spread, you have the goals. I did show you the goals at the top. Hang on one second. At the bottom of every 2-page spread, you have what the students can do at the end of these 2 pages. So just this alone is a metacognitive activity that you want to explain to them from the beginning that, oh, okay, at the end of these 2 pages, you are going to be able to listen for and identify jobs and length of time. And so therefore students can monitor their own learning and you can actually help to make them independent so that they understand, why are they doing this? Why are we talking about restaurants? Why are we talking about what did he do before? How am I making a connection to their everyday life? Maybe you want to have them write a resume. So maybe if they're going to write a resume, they might have to talk about what they did before. And maybe they're a lower level. They can't really talk about it, but they can make pictures about it. And you can help them find pictures on the internet or, you know, however your teaching style is. But what happens at the end of every 2-page spread, and I'm just going to show you that just so that you see that. I'm going to click on 2 pages here. So here's the first grammar lesson. And this is really important about the curriculum because it's designed to help you as a teacher and it's designed to help the students. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay. So at the end of this 2-page spread, which is the first grammar lesson, I should be able to use simple past of be, was and were, and ask and answer yes and no questions. Again, giving the students function, making connection to their everyday lives. And then it's up to you as the teacher to take the content and make a connection to their specific life. Especially if you only have one student and you're tutoring one student, then you can make that completely customizable to whatever it is that they do. What did you do before? What are you doing now? Oh, were you a student? No, I wasn't. Were you an electrician? No, I wasn't. I was a cook. Whatever it is that makes the connection to their personal life. And that's really what's important about literacy and language. Okay. And then I want you to notice, I don't know if, so those of you who have been using Ventures, let me just make this one page. I want to see, are you aware that in the student book, there are videos? These are videos. You can open your mic and say yes or no if you want. Just, I want to get an idea.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I mean, does level 3 have videos?
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm not that far along, so maybe it hasn't started yet, the videos. They haven't
No,
started.
ma'am. No. Nope. Every unit has 3 videos.
I had no idea.
Good. I'm going to show you. So, and you know, the videos are not on our website. So this is another good thing for your students. If they have the printed book, they put their phone over it and the video plays, and then they can keep. It's a URL. It's out there on a web. It's not on a website, but it's just out there. So once they put their phone over it, they can get the video. Also, it depends how you're working with your students. All of you can do it now. I'll open it. I'll make it a little bigger. If you have a smartphone, just open up your smartphone and put it right over the QR code, and you'll get the video on your QR code. On your phone. So I'll give you some time to go ahead and do that. So if your students are not on their phone during a session right now during COVID, and they don't have a book, they could put their phone over the computer and get the video. Oh, the audio too, the video and the.
Do you have to have a QR code app?
Not necessarily. It depends on your phone. I have a 6 Plus, which is pretty old, considering.
What do you mean? You just take
You open
it's
up your camera for anybody
camera.
familiar.
All right.
Open up your camera. You don't touch your camera. You just put it the camera part over towards the QR code, and as soon as it picks up the scan, it'll open up the video. And if it doesn't work, then yes, the answer to that would be then you would have to go to the App Store or the Google Play and get a QR reader, which is free, obviously. And believe me, your students know how to do it.
So just to clarify, because I've tried to do this before, and if I have my phone and I use the book, I just put my phone over the QR code and it goes right to the phone. But you're saying the QR code will work from the computer screen?
Go ahead. Yeah, do you have a phone on you? You can put it right there over the QR reader.
It doesn't work.
It's not working for me.
It's not working for me either.
If you don't have an app, then get the app. If you would like to get the app, because there's a million QR codes throughout the book.
It works for me. I can see the video.
Letty, what level phone do you have, and what kind? Is it an Android or an Apple?
It's an iPhone 11.
Oh yeah, it would definitely work there. But I had a 6. I just got an 11.
I have a Samsung 21 Plus and it's not working, so tell me about that.
So Laura, you might just need to go to Google Play and.
Something's spinning, but I'll look at it later.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. But you would might have to go to Google Play and get the app. That's all.
I know.
Just search QR reader.
Can the teacher display the video on Zoom for the rest of everybody? So
Good
everybody-
job, Marilyn. That's the next step. Getting there. Good job. Thank you for the lead in. So yes, watch. There's the video. You just click on it and there it is. Now you can actually, I'm gonna make the background a little bit bigger. And so you can put the video on while you are showing the grammar, or you can just, teach the grammar and then cover up the grammar. So whatever works for you. And here is the video.
Simple past.
Hang on. These videos are review videos. So when you teach the grammar and they go home, then they have something to review, like, oh, what did she tell me about the grammar and how do I use it? And I don't remember the exercises and I don't even remember the language around it. So you'll see. And they're only about 3 minutes long. I'll probably pay about a minute just
Of B. Unit 8. Lesson B.
everyone can hear, yes?
I was a teacher. Watch and listen.
Was he a cook?
Yes, he was. Was she a cashier?
No, she wasn't. She was a teacher. Were they doctors?
No, they weren't. They were electricians.
Wasn't is short for was not. Weren't is short for were not. Check your understanding. Look at the picture. Ask the question.
So you could stop the video. It depends on how many students you have, one student, whatever, and ask them, what's the question? Oh, was he a cook? And then they say it, and then they can hear it.
Was he a cook?
And then you might even have them say it again.
Listen to the question. Look at the picture. Answer the question.
Was he a cook?
Okay, now what's the answer? And they can give you the answer. Maybe they remember, maybe they don't. Maybe they need reinforcement. I'm just giving you some ideas.
Regina, I have a question.
Sure.
This is Tina. So as we're looking at the video right now, did you trigger it on your smartphone from that QR code? How did you start that video? How did you cue it up so that we can see it that size?
Watch. I just put my little cursor on it. See my little hand here? My little hand, can you see that?
Yep.
Just put my hand on it and I clicked enter.
So if you click on it and then what you have to also press enter?
Yeah, if you click on it, just the same as the video too. Oh, anything that's in this program that I'm using. You click on it and it opens it.
So will that work in Zoom? If I have...
Yes, I'm in Zoom. I am in Zoom right now.
You're in Zoom, but you're displaying the ebook. You're logged into the ebook.
It's not an ebook. It's actually, it's some software that we have that accompanies the program. And some of the literacy programs have it, centers have it, and some of them don't. It really depends on the materials that they have. And it goes with the material. And that's how.
I generally work from a scanned page. I scan the page of the lesson and I'll put it up on the screen in Zoom. If I click on that, that should trigger the video?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
No, because if you're scanning it, then you're taking a picture of it and it just doesn't do anything.
So Regina, we would have, in other words, if Literacy New Jersey, if our county has a license and they gave us the access, then we would be able to display it the way you are now.
That's correct. And that's
But we do have a license because I do it.
Some centers do and some don't.
We do, Marilyn.
So
Yes,
the only thing I was, and Laura, the only thing I was able to do was, based on what Rebecca sent me, I could download the teacher edition for volume 3, Ventures volume 3. And now I have a PDF of that document. That's all I have.
Okay, because I have the online version, which I was able to download. So
How do
I
you
have this.
online version? Touch base, Laura. You and I will touch base.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can just talk to your center director because they all are aware. They've all had some trainings, and we can have more trainings, Barbara. They're all aware, and they're aware of how and who, to get it, because it comes
Maybe
with
they only have a certain number of licenses. That might be it
Correct.
too.
That's correct.
That's
So
probably it, Marilyn.
Okay.
What is it called?
Presentation Plus.
Presentation Plus, okay.
But I haven't come across, I swear to God, I haven't come across any videos. We've just had like listening things. Maybe I'm not far enough along in it.
No, let me point them out. Maybe you're just not, you didn't realize that they were, because they all QR codes look the same. So let me back up. So
but I'm I'm level 3, the green book.
it doesn't matter, Laura. It doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. So lesson B and C are grammar, and that's where you find the video. So here's the grammar lesson B. And then here's the second grammar lesson C. Okay. And then there's the reading. There's a picture dictionary. There's the writing. Then there's another view. This is another view, which is a life skill and critical thinking, which I'm going to get to show you about the curriculum. And then the last part of
oh yeah, they're videos, but they're not videos like I think of a video. It's not like a video like a TV show or something.
No, I just said that. They're not. No.
Oh yeah, I'm getting the videos. I just don't refer to them as videos. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, they're videos.
Okay.
They're review videos. No, they're not.
Sorry.
They're not. Yeah, they're not sitcoms. They're not.
Yeah, no. Okay, they are videos, I guess. I just, like I said, I wasn't thinking of them as videos. No, I'm doing it okay.
Okay, good.
I'm not that basic.
Okay, good. Got it. Good. Go ahead. Somebody else have a question?
Yeah, Elaine Torello, I'm over here. Can you see
Hi,
me?
Elaine.
Okay.
No,
hi.
but I see your name.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, just a question about the QR reader. If I can get it on the App Store for my iPhone, but then if I scan that, does it go onto my laptop?
No, it goes on your iPhone.
Right, but then what if I'm teaching from my laptop and I want them to see it on Zoom? How do I get it on Zoom?
You don't until you talk to your director.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so you don't, so.
You can put it on your you can just plug your phone into your laptop. I'm sorry, Molly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry.
And and then you can just upload it that way.
Right, okay.
You can do that.
Okay, so plug the phone into the laptop. Right, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Well, and the other way is that, like in a lot of the centers, they have the books for the students, and the student has the book. So you don't need to do anything. You just show it in your class, but the students have the ability to do whatever they want on their phone because they can get it on their phone, the audio and the video. Okay, so let me keep moving here. So the next lesson after the first grammar is the second grammar. And well, there are a lot of things that you can do here. Well, I'm going to go back to the resources eventually, but I'm going to show you something that you can do. And you don't have to have the Presentation Plus to do this. You can go out to the resources and grab, we have a lot of resources out there, and we'll go a little more in depth into that towards the end. And we now have fillable PDFs. So there is a PDF on the website. We have 1,000, I want to say 1,500 resources. So there are a lot of collaborative activities and multi-level activities. Excuse me. And now we have created fillable activities. So if I were doing this lesson, however I'm doing it, either I have nothing at all, but I can go out to the website and I can go get the activity, Or I have this and I can plop it here. And when I open this up here, I have this collaborative activity that I got from the website that's out there. This is out there and it's fillable. So that's new right now because in the past they would be, what's the word, flat PDFs, and you would use them in the classroom or with one student, or, you know, so it's a worksheet that you would use, but now they are fillable. So can you cook, and you can actually type in it. Oh, I can't type in it because I'm not presenting. I guess it's not allowing me to do so.
No, it's a drop-down screen.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. I saw that. You're right. Yep. Some of them you can type and some of them are whatever. So you can also use these from the website. You save them on your laptop or you save them wherever. They're out there for you to use. They've always been out there regardless of who's using. And then here's one. How many students can cook? You know, how many students can fix a car? Whatever it is you need to do, you can do. So has anyone seen any of our resources on the website?
No, but if you could show us how to find stuff like this, that would be great.
I will. Yep, I will towards the end. Yep, definitely. Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to, I'm going to close my activity. Sorry, I don't know why it doesn't want to close here. Yes. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So let's move to a reading. So there's a reading comes next. And after every reading has a picture dictionary after it. So it's lesson D. And every reading has a picture dictionary after it. And the picture dictionary will obviously allow you to give some visuals and to help them with some of the vocabulary, conversation. And then the other thing that the reading has also, in the back of the book are additional readings. Every reading has an additional reading. And that is to work with one of the standards of analyzing two texts of the same content and being able to glean out some academic words, academic vocabulary, even at a lower level, even at this level. And I'll show you those. And those are also on the website, regardless of what you're using or not using. So the extra reading for this is in the back of the book. Karen, if you have the book, have you looked in the back of the book and seen the extra readings?
I have not. I'm looking at it right now.
This is page 150. And so the first reading was a review, like a recommendation. And then this one is a help wanted ad. It's on page 150. Do you see it? This is what it looks like. It's a help wanted ad. And it's level 1, so they're going to have some comprehension questions, checking understanding. So they have to go back to the reading to be able to answer the questions. Find it? Good.
Yes. And so do you, would you give this like as a homework assignment, or what do you typically use this for in class?
Well, I mean, you know, in pre-COVID, you would use it in the class to have them doing the activity of comparing and contrasting the, you know, the two contents. Right now, I think that I would use the first reading as is with the activities, and then use the second reading, unless you can create, and maybe not at this level, but in levels 3 and 4, if you can create breakout rooms, and then you give the students both readings and let the students analyze, because you see after they have the questions, then they want to build their vocabulary. So look at the pictures, find the words in the reading, write the words below the pictures. So they have to do that. And then, it's level 1. So they're going to look for some academic language. And the word is open in the, in the reading. So what's the academic, excuse me, I'm sorry, the word is available. And they're picking out that the word available. It means open, but it's more academic than using the word open. And then there's a sentence there. So then the next one is individual. So that depends on your level. It depends on your skills with the Zoom breakout rooms, or you can just use it just right here on the screen if you have to, because that is also on the website. That reading, the second reading is on the website. So if they have the book, you can go to the website and get the second reading. And yes, I can show you all how to do that on the website. And then you'll notice, and this is how, as far as the curriculum goes, this was very much what I want you to understand about. You have everything designed for you. You don't necessarily have to use everything exactly how it is, but it gives you places to jump off on. So you may only have 2 students and you can have them talking about where's the job opening? How do you apply for the job? Who do you tell? And then you have some useful language boxes like, well, according to the advertisement, the job is in whatever, Orange County. How do you apply for the job? Well, you can go in person or you can go online. And so you can use it just like this over Zoom. And then they're going to analyze the text, which I have to blow up so that you can see that. Okay, so this is the goal. Compare 2 texts on the same topic. What are the topics of the 2 readings? What is one way they are similar? What is one way they are different? Again, this is level 1, so they're going to have very simple language here, but so you can do it over Zoom just like this and have people answer the questions. Does that make sense? Good. All right, good. So these are a little bit smaller, but I heard some people say they were in level 3. So I'll show you on the website. Level 3 adds writing and graphic organizers. The higher levels add some writing, and they of course have a little bit more academic language. But every unit has 2 readings, one in the book and one on the website, or one in the back of the book if the students have the back of the book. So there's a lot of curriculum built into these books that I want to make sure that you're well aware of. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to where I was. Okay, to the first reading. And again, I also too want to make sure that I'm pointing out the can-do statement, which is so important. It's so important for your learners because you're giving them the power to guide their own learning. So if right up front from the beginning, you explain to them, okay, at the end of these 2 pages, you're going to be able to read a recommendation email and use vocabulary for occupations. You can take that to whatever heights you want, whether it's 1 student or 2 students or 5 students. But you're allowing them to wrap something around their learning for that hour, 2 hours, whatever. And you're giving them a function. And then by the end of it, when they can accomplish that's really what gives them, you're giving them the metacognition to make their own language useful and to be able to understand their learning and keep moving on. Okay. All right, and so then the writing comes, and the writing, you'll notice too, I'm sorry, did say before about integrated skills. So you're not just writing, you're speaking, you're reading, all the lessons are multi-skilled. After you write, checklists type of thing. Okay, so what I want to show you is the life skill. So in all the lessons, even in the basic, there's always a life skill. Lesson F is a life skill. And also it's called another view, and show you why in a minute. So the basic life skill is something like this one is reading an application. I'll make it a little bigger for you. And these are the questions. They have to go back and gather information. But the third question, hold on. The third question is some kind of activity that's going to help you elicit conversation and critical thinking. So now we want to know their opinion. What's your opinion? What do you think? And in the lower levels 1 and 2, they have some answers to jump off on. Levels 3 and 4 are blank. It's an open conversation. So solve the problem. Which solution is best? Carla is filling out a job application, and she had 2 jobs before, but she can't remember the dates. What should she do? So here's an opportunity for you to, and at every unit and every level, so you have 10 of these throughout the book, to elicit some conversation and get your students speaking about activities. And then you can, hopefully it will help you think about other things to do. So like right now I'm teaching family and friends and family. And so instead of just going on with the usual, filling the blanks, so on and so forth, I asked them in the beginning, what kind of family traditions do you have that you want to share with everyone? Or what do you want, what kind of information do you want to pass on to your grandchildren? What does it mean to have a family tree? Things like that, where they have to actually think, and they have to come up with their opinion and then have some discussion with other students. So I hope I'm giving you some good ideas for the material, because that's what's important in the material and how you can use it in many ways. Okay, so the reason why this is called the other view is the grammar. This is a third grammar point here. I don't know if anybody has ever seen or noticed that. But so now we're using be, with, and but. So you have some grammar connections. So they're expanding on their grammar, but it's related to the topic. So Sydney is at work today, and he was at work yesterday. Nat is at work today, but she was not at work yesterday, and so on and so forth. And then, you've got other ways to utilize the language, and there's a third video. So you have 3 videos per unit. Is that something exciting for everyone, that there's these videos? I'd like to, please feel free to come off of your mute and anybody tell me. Anybody want to share? Good.
I like the grammar videos.
Okay, yeah, that's what they are. There's 3 of them. You like that? Okay. And will you be able to find ways to utilize them in your classroom?
Yep.
Good.
Provided I can access it.
Say that again.
If I can access it, then I most certainly could use it.
Well, if you have the book, you can.
I don't have the book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, again, you have to talk to whoever your director at your center. Okay. Okay, so we're going to keep moving. In between every 2 units, there's a review. I don't know if you know that or not, but there is a review. It's generally a 2-page spread. So I'm going to put this back on 2 pages. Anybody aware of that? Or how about for the people who don't know this material at all? How is you feeling about what you're learning right now? Does anybody feel like sharing? Some of the people who didn't know about ventures at all. Is this interesting to you? Not interesting to you? Will it work with the 2 people you're tutoring or the classes you're teaching?
I'm looking forward to talking with my director about it, definitely.
Okay. All right, good. Great. Anybody else want to share? Okay.
Well, I have one question I have is like, the semesters, let's say, are, I don't know, 11 weeks, 12 weeks, and then you end a semester, and then you have a new semester, and you might have new students come in the new semester, but you might have some of the other students who are continuing the book. So, you might have people, like now we've just started with it, so it's different, but down the road, I don't know how that's going to work in classes. Because you're going to have students at different places in the book. It takes a long time. Remember, our classes are only 2 hours. At least my class is only 2 hours, once a week. So that would mean if you did follow what you planned, it would be 4 pages for 1 week, because each of the 2 pages is supposed to be like an hour of lessons, right? So you're moving very slowly through the book, but then you have students who might be coming on who were at the beginning of the book because they've never done the book. So I don't know, how do you plan to address that down the road?
Okay, that's a valid question. And that's definitely a curriculum question that you might want to talk to your director about.
Okay, well, it's not coming up yet. I just have thought about that, though. I guess I won't worry about it right now.
No, I'm going to answer the question. I'm just saying that is something I want to, because I can't decide what people want to do with their programs and directors want to do with their curriculum, but and how, what are their goals? Because right. So anyway, how I address that, because I teach 2 hours twice a week. That's a typical adult ed course. And so in your case, it's just 2 hours once a week. It doesn't really matter when people come in, because the same thing with me is we'll get new students that come in, and the ones who were actually went through some of the material might go through it again, and not necessarily, you can be creative with how you teach it and don't teach it. And even if it's a review, it might actually just end up being a review for the students, so that it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It
That's
doesn't
fair.
matter necessarily, because you also can teach, it's functional language. So you can take a unit, like a lot of times I start with family or work or.
Oh, I see. Okay. I guess I'm thinking too much like in my own classes that I've taken, that it's just like you go through the course and you're done and you move on to the next one.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, again, it could also depend on your level, because some of the people have said they teach level 3. No,
you're right. My students could definitely get it over and over again. It would be fine.
Right. And also the idea, remember we talked about, is like customization and bringing the language down to what's relevant to the students' lives.
Okay. That's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll give you another example too. Just recently we were doing a family thing. So I asked everybody, what are you going to do for Easter? And that was a whole lesson. I didn't even do anything in the book. I mean, I did it. Obviously it had to do with, what they're doing, how so on and so forth, and some of the grammar. But, I will do this. I will do that. I will make so-and-so, I will go visit my family. And then that entire lesson was all about each individual person, and each individual person got an opportunity to talk about their family and what they're going to do with it. And so we had the lesson as background, but they had to know to talk about my in-laws, my sister-in-law, my nieces, my nephews, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to show you something too that's you can do, and not just with hold on, not just with let me just go. Not just with the Presentation Plus, but just in general. I don't know if anybody does this, but I always open up a Word doc. Actually, I have a blank Word doc. I always open up a Word doc, and I minimize the window. Whoops, I actually have to open it first. Okay. And I put two windows next to each other, whether I have an ebook or a Presentation Plus or whatever. And so then therefore I have something to type on, just like a chalkboard. It's like a whiteboard. And so they're looking at daily living, and I'm saying, oh, what are your chores? Or who has the chores in your family? What do they do? And I mean, there's a vocabulary you have there. You can work with vocabulary. You can work with new vocabulary. Who washes the dishes? Oh, my son my sons wash the dishes. So I don't know if anybody's ever tried this before, but because in Zoom there is a whiteboard, but the whiteboard in Zoom consumes your entire space.
Oh, I've been making some of this ventures into PowerPoint so I could like use the annotation tool on the PowerPoints.
Yeah,
I didn't know I could do this.
Yes. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad I'm giving you some ideas. But this is simply two windows next to each other, and both of them are minimized.
Oh, I know, but I'm making your ventures thing into PowerPoint sometimes because I need to use the annotation tool from.
You can still
Zoom.
use the annotation tool here in Zoom.
No, but I'd rather use Microsoft Word, which you're using, which looks a lot easier.
No, but I'm saying look, I have the annotation tool and I'm going to make a text box. This is from Zoom, and I made that text box right on my Word doc.
Yeah, but if you're writing with the Word doc, right? You're just writing in Word.
This is, but right here I added text box from the Zoom toolbar.
I know, but it looks easier. What I'm saying is it looks better to use just Word like you're doing. Looks a lot easier.
Yep. Yes, it is. And then I have to erase. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do. There we go. Then I make the entire lesson, and I send it to the students. It depends on where your students get stuff. Most of my students are in WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has an online app, so you can go online, open up WhatsApp, create an account, and you can drop files in there, and they get them on their phone. So I don't know because are most of your students on phones? Anybody? You can answer.
Yes, most of our students are on phones and most of them use WhatsApp.
Yes, exactly. And that's universal with adult ed.
Oh my God.
WhatsApp, whether you know or not, now you know, you just go on your computer and just look for the WhatsApp online app, and you register and you make an account, and then you can create a group on there. You can create it on there. You can create it on your phone, whatever. And then you can, just like you drop files into your own desktop, you drop them into WhatsApp, and they can,
We've been sort of instructed more to use Google Classroom.
Oh, okay. If
The
that's
same thing,
that's
right?
great.
It serves the same, it functions the same way. It functions the same way.
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you have that, absolutely. I'm just
Okay.
with ideas. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about the actual curriculum and the design and what you're seeing? And are you happy about the idea that you have a lot of this material that you really can use and customize and help move your students along? Tell me anything at all. Anybody wants to comment, question, add? Feel free, please. Marilyn, anybody? Erin, Peggy, Victoria?
I always usually say to tutors, there's a lot of material here and there's a lot of different things to use, and not to get overwhelmed by thinking you have to use all of it all the time. But, pick and choose the things that work for you. And your presentation is certainly eye-opening because there's other things that I'm always discovering something new about ventures, and that's okay. It gets better and better as you use it.
Can you show an example of the most advanced level?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I can. Let me see what I have. I don't know what I have. Absolutely. Well, actually, the most advanced level would be transitions. I don't know. Barbara, are your students at that level? It's like more about job hunting and resumes and collaborative activity, collaboration in the workplace. Is that a too high of a level, or is it?
That's exactly what I'd like.
Oh, okay. So that would be like a level 5. of a level 4.
Where would the topics be most appropriate for adults? Because I
Excuse me?
find that where would it be the topics themselves most appropriate for adults? Because like even the images are all like college students, high school and college students.
For what, ventures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? That's good
Well,
feedback.
certainly when
Tell
it
me
talks
more.
about what courses are you taking, and they're not taking any course.
And there's there's a whole lesson on like internet dating, which was pretty outdated, but, and all my students are like married or,
yeah.
you know, so we weren't going to discuss internet dating, but,
So
but I think, Regina, you explained it, how it's just a jumping off point. So
What level was that in? What level?
level 3,
Okay.
there's like a whole thing on internet dating.
All righty. Hold on one second.
Because I actually met my husband over the internet, but they like thought that was hysterical.
Okay. Hang on. I'm going to stop sharing because I can't seem to manipulate my, can't seem to manipulate myself here and get out of, gosh, there we go. I just had to get out of that program for a second. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I mean, but again, you can like use the grammar and the vocabulary that goes with it, or use the grammar and then create some of your own vocabulary. The highest level I have is 2 on my computer. I don't have anything right now higher than that. So I can't necessarily show you anything that's higher than that.
So if you purchase the books, you can purchase whichever level you want, as opposed to purchasing the whole set or something?
Oh yeah, your program can do whatever they would like to do. That's up to each program what they do.
You mean the program has to buy the book? You can't buy it as an individual?
You can buy them online. We can send, I think most of the directors have a link where we have some discounts for teachers and students. You can buy them yourself. Students can buy them themselves.
They're also available on Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, they are. Anything is. I will tell you that we support you, and supporting us would be buying them directly from us. But
okay,
that's up to you guys. God, I'm so sorry, but I just can't seem to get out of this.
The students seem to like the book, so I mean, they like having a book.
Right. I mean, if you can encourage your students to, you can send them the link that we have that has a discount and free shipping. They, you know, students can do whatever they'd like with that. And we also have ebooks. We also have an ebook app. So all of those things, to find out all of those things, you can check with your center director or coordinator, and then they can ask me and I can send information to them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to the website, because people were asking about the nuts and bolts about finding things. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Sorry. Sorry, I was kind of stuck in a little loop there. Okay. So I'm going back to the website. Oh, now, who is that person? Karen, was that you who had asked about something with the website?
I had questions about locating the resources.
Yes, that. And then Karen had, I think it was Karen had an issue, or she said she tried to register, or? No?
That wasn't me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was somebody. Did somebody tell me in the beginning they?
Well, I did. I created an account.
Oh, that was you, Marilyn. Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So hold on. Let's do that together. So maybe I see. So you created, you went here.
I recognize that.